This is the French Connection, a Baba Cobby presentation from a visit to France, where the Eiffel Tower was the major object of interest. But there's also this famous church which surprised us by its size and beauty, and the numbers of people who visited the church were so great that we were surprised. The Eiffel Tower is so huge, you cannot believe it. It is so huge that we were surprised from what we had seen on pictures. It was quite different. You feel the difference when you really stand next to it, or really under it to be exact. We were standing right in the middle of the structure, looking up and looking at the frames, the structure, how it was built, and the huge ground space it took to cover the whole structure. It is so huge, you cannot believe it. And so we were quite interested to go up there and really see how we could view a bit of Paris from the highest level of the Eiffel Tower. However, we were not so lucky. We only managed to get to the second floor, because the first floor was closed, as it was already too late to cover the whole number of people that were interested in visiting or going up the tower. It was an interesting view from up. When we finally got there, looking up through the screen of metals that prevented people from falling over, but you could still a very good view. It was so interesting to see that some people were using the telescope there, and we also tried it. It showed the better views. After paying €1, the two of us could view Paris from the telescope, and we saw what we had never seen before. From the first level, it must have looked much better, but we were unlucky, it was closed. So we stayed on level 2 for the rest of our view. After a very long queuing time, it was an experience that we had never experienced before, but a very pleasant one. Although we had expected to go up to the first floor, the first floor was the major point where we could see even better. I think from higher point we could have seen more, but however we managed to see what we could on level 2. It was quite adequate for us to be convinced that the Eiffel Tower is really indeed a huge structure that is the beauty and the real French connection. If you have never been to France, you better go and experience what we experienced. It is a fantastic experience for anyone who would like to see the wonders of the world. This is one of the most wonderful structures ever built by man. It is so huge, I could not believe it. This is one structure I've been, that had been up and seen people looking like ants below, and the vehicles like little other dolls from level 2. What if we had gone to the highest level of the structure? I think we could have seen even better than what we'd seen there. However, this is the best we could do for the day, and we expected not more than that, for what we had, for the time that we had. We still had some experience down when we came down and viewed the rest of the area around the structure and the ponds around and sprays, the fountains. It was quite beautiful. It was a very interesting scenery. I think this is one part of the country that we need to visit again, because we still had to see that building called the Notre Dame or something that I could not pronounce, the one that had caught fire before. We missed the chance to see that building. We did not have time. Our time had been taken up by queuing to see the Eiffel Tower. And there it was. From a distance, it looks so small, but once you get there, it is wonderful. Then the next was the D tunnel, the tunnel where Diana was said to have had the accident. Princess Diana had an accident in this, as we were told. It was an experience that we never felt before. But we were also impressed by the view just after the tunnel. It was so impressive. France is beautiful. Paris is beautiful. This is the first city that we visited in France, and it was so beautiful. I'm not sure about any other cities, but the next time, if we manage to visit any other city, we would like to compare, but I wonder if any of the other cities were built like Paris. It was so exciting to see the wonderful buildings, almost like in London, but with the different view. Then we got back to the church view, and that's where a few shops were with the interesting goods, like the replica of the Eiffel Tower. We got quite a few of those, and we went around, but we did not go up the church to the church again, because it is quite a tiring climb, especially for the elderly. We did not go there twice. We had learnt our lesson. However, we had a lot of shopping. The shops around or near the area are so exciting with the interesting goods, and this is where we bought a few t-shirts, hats, and so on. It was an interesting trip, and we shall always remember it as a French connection. Shortly we were back on the Euro on our way, and then headed into the underground in London, thinking about what the next meal is going to be before we retire to bed. Thank you for watching. I'm Baba Cobby.